Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I will talk to you about what I think is a reasonable path towards a DevOps engineer role. What things you should learn in what order. Before I start, I want to emphasize that this is one man's opinion. If somebody else's path seems more legit or more doable or more appealing, more practical, please, by all means, use that path. This is just what I think is, in my opinion, the more reasonable way forward if you want to be a DevOps engineer or an SRE, um, and beginner one at that. Second thing I want to mention before I start is you will see that there are 13 topics here. Nobody knows all of them. Nobody knows all of them. So please do not feel the stress of having to learn all these things before you get your first job. That is not a thing. Third thing I want to mention is I drew a line here. This is my belief based on my experience that these 9 or 10 things are more critical to getting a job than the other 3. The third thing I want to mention is you don't need to be expert on any of these things. You start following this path if you feel like it. Then you do some of it, you go to the next topic, and you come back. You come back to the old topics and get better at that topic. So it's not like you learn all of AWS first, then I'll learn all of this first, that second. It's not like that. You go forward, then you come back and you learn more and more and more, and you get deeper in each topic as you learn more and more in other topics. So let's get started. So in my opinion, let me see how much time I have left. 3 minutes. All right. In my opinion, you start with a cloud. Only one, not all 3. Either AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure. Generally speaking, AWS is adopted by large enterprises. And if you're trying to get your first job, you're more likely to get it in a small company, and where you're more likely to get Google Cloud. GCP is the other name of it. So you might be better off starting with Google Cloud. However, AWS is easier to learn than Google Cloud. So there's the balance. You can learn AWS easier, but you're likely to face a bigger hurdle trying to get a job in a big company. Google Cloud is a little harder to learn, but it is cheaper and therefore adopted by small companies where you're more likely to get your first SRE job. Once you're familiar, again, not expert, familiar with AWS or GCP or Azure, one of them, you move and you try to get familiar with the terminal. So here's a terminal in Mac, right? Let's clear that. Get used to typing command, ls, ping, google.com, control C, grep, whatever, right? Just having the ability to get around in a terminal. Again, not expert, maybe spent maybe 1 or 2 or maximum 3 hours just playing around in a terminal, get a feel for it, right? That's step number 2. Step number 3 is learn either VI or Nano. When you're working as a DevOps person, you will be logging into some kind of machine where you have to edit some kind of file. And to do that, you either use VI, which is kind of tough, you get some used to, or you use Nano. But either way, at least know one editor that can edit that'll let you edit a file on a remote host that you logged on to through a terminal, right? Let's see how much time do I have. 49 seconds. All right, so next in the list is Linux. You have to learn Linux. You have to be decent at it. You don't have to be an expert. Just know what it's for, how to get around, know process tables, know around, get way around in files, directories, how to install services or install packages, how to restart services, how to look through logs, how to tail logs, so on and so forth. Just normal day-to-day Linux things. Again, don't have to be an expert, but you have to be decent in Linux to get a DevOps or an SRE job. So I think I'm going to stop here for part 1 of this video. I have 7 seconds left. I will see you in part 2 of this video.